Welcome to Understand the Times. This is our fourth report from Kenya.
Yeah.
And this morning I have with me Leah, who's one of the new Bryce homes that was established as a result of being here last year. Some of you may remember the report last year that we sent after we met Leah. Leah, tell me, what has the Bryce Homes program meant to you over this past year? What difference has it changed? How has it changed your life?
Yeah, I've changed my life very good, and also I'm happy about it. Even the life of mine has changed. It's good. The food is making me to be happy. Even my kids also.
So your children weren't getting enough nourishment before, and now they're
Now,
getting nourished?
now their bodies has been improved than the former before, because they were tiny. Now the skin also is good. They are nice.
Bryce Homes has been a benefit to you and to your family.
Yes, Bryce has been a benefit to me, and I thank God for that, because it's just a miracle on me.
It's a miracle?
Yeah.
That's what you shared yesterday, because so when we saw you last year, you were very depressed, and you weren't sure where you were going to get food for your family.
Yeah.
And your testimony touched me, and I know it touched others.
Yeah.
So you live in this city, and your children go to school?
I live here, and I'm renting a house. So the problem I have, the food side, I don't have the problem. The problem is that I don't have money to pay the rent. Even now and then the landlord wants money, and then I become stressed up. But sometimes God helps me so that I get money and I pay him late, so he feels bad.
Yeah.
It's just a small house.
So a lot of pressure on you to come up with the rent, and it's a small place, probably
Yeah.
has not very many comfortable things.
Yeah.
How many beds do you have in a little room? How many rooms do you have?
They're just two. The one in front and the bedroom I sleep inside with my kids.
Okay, so one room, bedroom, and you have 4 children,
Yeah.
and yourself. You sleep in one room,
Yeah.
and the other room is sort of a sitting room. And where do you cook?
Yeah, the sitting room is where I cook, and it's where we sit there.
And you have a job. It's not that you're not you here at this place, the hotel. You work here. How many days a week?
Days a week. I always work throughout 8 days, from Monday to Saturday.
I see. So you work pretty well a week long, and then you get a day off?
Sometimes, but sometimes I don't get a day off. When I go for fellowship, then they call me, I come back. But the cash I get here, the earning is too little. That cannot make me to
Support your family.
To support my family.
Yeah. Now tell me, many years ago did you lose your husband?
For now, it's 8 years since.
8 years?
Yeah.
So you've been on alone for 8 years?
Yeah.
It's been a hard life.
Yeah, but God is there.
God has come alongside and helped.
So the problem is that our family sold all the land. Now there is no any land, and they put for me pressure. So I just stay there and I keep quiet.
The family, meaning your husband's family,
Yeah.
sold the land so you don't have a place to live.
Yeah, I don't have.
And so now you have to live here in the city.
Yeah.
And rent property.
Yeah.
And the landlord wants his money every month, and sometimes you don't have any money.
Yeah.
So that's where the Bryce Homes program has helped.
Yeah.
So do you know some of the other widows in the Bryce Homes program? Have you met them?
Yeah.
So in general, what do you think the program has done to help this area?
They have helped in so many ways.
Helping a lot of widows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was yesterday. There were so many that were gathered. It's hard for me to remember all their names. And,
even the other one you built for her house there in Sakwa, Horizon number 9.
Yes.
She told me that you built for her house. She's a widow.
That was Mary, I think.
Yeah, we were with her yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. No, over the years I've been here, we've seen a lot of changes in lives.
Yeah.
the program continues to grow,
Yeah.
but it depends on people in other countries that catch the vision,
Yeah.
that want to come alongside, brothers and sisters in Christ.
Yeah.
And so, it's our privilege to be here, and it's good to hear the fruit of the ministry.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being with me this morning.
Okay.
God bless.
Thank you.
So we're going to continue the program. Now I've got with me Pastor Brett Harrell from Rome and Kevin Fox from Canada. And they were with us yesterday when we gathered together with the widows from the area where we're now located. And I didn't count them all up, but I think there was close to, about 40, and we haven't touched. There's still another area to go to. So, Pastor Brent, what was your impression of the gathering yesterday?
I was definitely touched. This is my first time here. You've talked about Bryce Holmes Ministry, Kenya, and what God's doing, but I don't know that you or Achilla or anybody, let alone me, kind of really understood the impact, the growth, what was going on. But having all those ladies in the room yesterday, that's just 40 women from one area.
It's about, I would say, 70% of the program.
Yes.
And we brought them to one location because yesterday the food was distributed.
Yeah.
Normally, our guys, our leaders, go around to every home and distribute the food. But because it was impossible for us to go and travel around and visit each home, they brought them to the one location. So that's why they were all gathered together.
Yeah, I was just impressed by how many of them there were. And then I think when they got to share themselves and just their own perspective of their journey and how they met up with this ministry, the condition that they were in when they found Bryce Holmes, and then what the ministry has done for them just by their own testimony, the health, the physical dynamic, as well as the spiritual. So it was exciting to see some of the joy, some of the hope, the gratefulness in their hearts and voices. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I
And it was
got
genuinely sincere. Nobody made up a testimony.
Yeah, no, it was just from the heart and just kind of whatever they felt like they wanted to share. And obviously they felt, a debt of gratitude towards you specifically, but also to Pastor Achilla and just the ministry itself. They're just really, really grateful, but it's just doing more than one aspect. Typically, Christianity, we're either just trying to feed people, help people, or the other side, there's the ministry side, and it seemed to be a good blend of both.
Exactly. Kevin, that's your second time here now, and you've seen the program expand in 1 year. You heard the testimonies of the people. You've observed firsthand many of these people where they live. So what's your impression this year?
There were a couple of women that really stood out to me. They had just entered the program last year, and the difference in their look and their attitude between last year and this year it was overwhelming. It was actually quite emotional to see some of the women who looked so downtrodden last year, and this year they had a light in their eyes. They looked like they had hope that they didn't have last year. It was touching.
Well, yesterday there was a couple of testimonies, and I couldn't help but get up and comment because I personally felt like I was part of what God was doing, as I was led by hand by a little boy from a location where we were visiting, and I didn't know who the little boy was. And later I found out his name was Roger, and he was named after me in 2011 when I was over here speaking at a conference. This little boy led us to his home, and across from his home was his grandmother, and she was looking after a number of his own siblings. And both his grandmother and his mother got up yesterday and testified and thanked the Lord for what had been accomplished in the past year and how their lives have been transformed. So the fruit that has taken place is really beyond description. And as Leah just told me, she said, I have seen a miracle. So for those that are listening, I hope you can sense our excitement to be able to come here and to see firsthand what God is doing. And that's what we tried to emphasize yesterday. This is not our work. This is God's hand, and we're simply vessels that He uses to implement the program. So today, what's the plan? What have they told us? I think we're going to do
Not a lot. They haven't told us much, but we're going to definitely go spend some time with the pastors. Yeah, and so hopefully we'll get the opportunity to share from the Word, to teach and instruct them and see what God might speak to them through the Word.
I think you were quite impressed yesterday when you shared. You're quite animated.
I got my new nickname. I got my African nickname. It's Quatch.
Which means
cheetah. Leopard, yeah.
Well,
leopard.
That's appropriate, I think. You move around quite quickly.
I'm a mover and a shaker, yeah.
And I think your animation is something that Africans are attracted to.
Yeah,
a little more laid back and reserved. How about you, Kevin?
Oh, I'm a little more laid back as well.
Yeah, but it's good to have different qualities and characteristics.
Yeah.
So, yesterday was a great day, and it would have been... we took a group picture and of the food being distributed. Later we'll post those. But thank you for listening to today's program, and we'll bring you up to date tomorrow. This is Understand the Times.